individual exploration and individual healing, it can really only happen in the presence of community.
There's a new definition of leadership. We're in the 21st century and people are looking for leaders to show up different, and that starts with listening.
My name is Alex O, and I am a board member at the Tiyya Foundation, as well as a co-founder and partner at OhLay.
Hello, my name is Nikolay, and I'm co-founder and partner at OhLay. OhLay is a culture design company, and our whole mission and the reason that we exist is to create more meaningful connections with ourselves, with the people that we have direct relationships with, and the communities and organizations that we are a part of.
It's all about the connection. And so we really see connection in 3 different layers. We start with the me, which is really at the core, and then the we, and then the us. This really is a reflection of the different things that we're connected to. Like, how strong is our connection with ourselves? How strong are our connections with other people, the people that we're working with and doing life with?
Social journaling is one of the tools that we've created, and it's really to create a shared reality. It's a moment where we can come together and reflect on a topic. So whether you're in a community space or you're at work, we're going to take some time and just personally reflect on what's going on and journal.
And our whole goal with it is to build greater equity in the conversation. You have a period of personal reflection. For people who like to write down their thoughts before they speak, who like to think and prepare about what to say, that opportunity is there for them. And then at the very end, the whole community comes together to translate the personal experience to a shared experience to now change that we can act on the community.
My parents immigrated from Ukraine. We moved as refugees because of family separation. We grew up in Spokane, Washington, in a very insular community. We would go to like Russian church, Russian school, and it was just an interesting upbringing because I never really felt 100% in the community that I'm a part of or the American community. There wasn't space for me to explore who I am and my voice. Everything is through the lens of the collective. For me, it was figuring out like, what is my story? Because the immigrant journey, although it's a part of my story, that struggle of like getting over here, that's not my story, that's my parents' story. And I'm so grateful for them, for the sacrifices that they've made. But now my responsibility to myself is for me to figure out like, what is my journey? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing?
My immigrant journey is really reflected in my parents' story. I was born in the United States, up in Detroit, Michigan, but both my parents, they were born in Korea. My mom was gonna fly all the way from Korea, leaving any family that she knew and leaving what she had known to be her home in order to start this new life. And so when she came over, it was definitely a struggle. She didn't feel like she had family or a huge sense of community living in the States. And so I was brought to this world and to my family somewhat out of this loneliness. Half of me was in Korea, half of me was abroad. And so there was always a sentiment and this feeling that I wasn't whole because I didn't know what it meant to be fluent in America and what it meant to be fluent in Korea. And so I kind of had to juggle and straddle these lines. What it told me at a young age is that to be fractured is to be normal.
What really gets me excited is the fact that like it's not so much of me going and doing and creating and fighting and all this stuff. It's about embracing and accepting of what is already around me. Because when you're so oriented towards what you don't have, your focus is away from what's in front of you. And I do believe that the answers that we all seek in our lives, regardless of what they are, personal or professional, I really do believe that they're in front of us. They're within us.
How do we build that trust? How do we build those connections and deepen it on every single level? Because it's not gonna happen by itself. We all have responsibility in that, and that's what's amazing because that means that we all have power. So what do we wanna do with that power? And how do we wanna join with others to make the change that we wanna see?